In 2020, Zach, I think in this election season, it wouldn't be a good one. It wouldn't be an entertaining election season if we didn't see a Senate candidate be embroiled in a sex scandal within the last 3-4 weeks of the election. So we got some we got some revelations here. This was leaked to nationalfile.com, which is a right-leaning website, but all of this stuff has been independently verified and through other news organizations. They were the first to get a hold of this information, which is that North Carolina Senate Democrat candidate got his sexting messages and affair leaked to National File. We've got some of the texts are hilarious. And of course, Zach, Cal Cunningham, who I wasn't really following this race very closely, but he's a Democrat challenger to Thom Tillis. He was apparently recruited for his clean-cut image. I believe he's currently a lieutenant colonel as a reservist, and he's a guy who's he was chosen for his scruples.
Yeah.
And this comes out here. He's been having a long-time affair with a woman in California who was also married to another veteran who, in fact, actually at one time broke his spine. So that's how he gets paid back. So what did you think of this? We're going to get into these text messages. What was your first thought of this? First of all, is this surprising at all? I mean,
no, it's not. It's not. I mean, like I've always been like to each his own. You know what I mean? Like what Bill Clinton does with his own time with Monica Lewinsky. That's nobody's business. But it does kind of like bring up an important or not important, but it does kind of bring up an interesting thought for me. Is I wonder how many politicians out there have a wife that's like, look, we're not really husband and wife, but we're going to be married because I need to be married to someone. So it's they have that kind of understanding with one another.
Yeah. So
you know what I mean? Where it's like, look, I need a wife for the image, and you are like political wife material. So we're going to get married. You're going to be my wife for the pictures. And then I'm just going to go on and fool around with my gumas on the side. You know what I mean? Wonder how often this happens.
Yeah, it probably happens quite a bit. And as something of convenience, and you can do what you want. I'm going to do what I want. This is basically for the photos. But that's very cynical, isn't it? Particularly when you're portraying yourself as a down-home family man. We're not saying that was necessarily the case. He had arrangement with his wife. I haven't heard anything from her yet. But it does bring up a good point. I mean, how much of this stuff is fake, right?
Well, yeah. Look, I'm not saying that this is exactly the type of deal this man has with his wife. I'm just saying maybe it's out there. Maybe that's. Maybe something like that does go on, because we tend to look at politicians differently when they have a wife and a family and, yada, 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 versus if they were just single men.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And maybe that's where the bullshit lies for me in all this is just the way that we view politicians as family men.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Republican Senator Lindsey Graham. I believe he's unmarried. And I think I will say, I mean, I don't know. The rumor is because the man's unmarried. I think to your point is there's a lot of rumor about what his sexual choices may be because he's unmarried, and that may be true, but it's also unfair, right? I mean, the fact that just because you're not married, it doesn't mean you're gay or something like that, right?
Yeah, exactly. And even if he was gay, what would that? What would that matter? What would that change as far as, this guy is gay and doesn't have a wife and kids, so he must automatically be the worst politician we've ever had in our entire lives. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's that whole kind of idea.
So I think we're looking for some honesty then, right? If you're not, don't do the pretend wife if that's the case, or if you are a cheater, then I guess it's the high horse that we don't like that some of these guys get on top of, and sort of they act like they're these moral people who are faithful to their wives and all this stuff. Meanwhile, they're not. But I think maybe what you were maybe getting at is if it was just out in the open, okay, you're like Bill Clinton, right, and John Kennedy or something, or even to the extent Trump. We don't know that if he's cheated on Melania or not, but he's definitely a womanizer. Mm-hmm. But we know who Trump is. I guess that's my point. So we don't really judge him for it because we don't have any higher expectations of it, right?
Well, the Republicans don't judge him for it. There's plenty on the liberal side that will judge him for those things.
I think, well, because I think it's an attempt to get at hypocrisy, but he doesn't have it. I think it's so. I think that's my point.
Yeah.
So let's get to the juicy details here, Zach. Now, these text messages, of course, they were leaked to nationalfile.com. Everybody can find that story if they want to. So she it apparently comes from her phone, because she's got him as a contact. This is Cal Fire coming. All right, Zach, let's kick this off, buddy.
All right, so I will be reading the role of this fiery hot Cal Cunningham.
Yeah, and I will be playing. We do have her name actually, Arlene Guzman Todd. Oh, by the way, we have a quote here from when he broke his spine. He says, "My wife carried me through. She's really the superhero in all this. The wives are the unsung heroes of the military. The spouses that deal with everything. With good wives and family, I don't think soldiers would be successful in their missions in everything they do." How about that? Talking. Meanwhile, the superhero is doing this. Zach.
Yeah. All right. Hey, and you are historically sexy every day and night.
When can I see you? I want to kiss you.
And I kiss back a lot.
Get away for a night soon. The longer we wait, the crazier false schedules we'll get. In the spirit of "I like what I like" quote in your adorable video. I don't know what voice I'm doing here. I operate under the "I want what I want" approach, and I want a night with you.
Sounds wonderful. I want that too very badly.
We'll make it easy for you. I have flexibility this month, done with school, training, big RFPs, etc. So the only thing I want on my to-do list is you.
Sounds so hot and so fun.
Pick a day, city, make up an excuse for the fam. Ditch a staffer, start your white shirt, and be ready to kiss a lot.
White shirt. Hey, I've had the most amazing dreams of our time together and thinking about you too. Happy belated birthday to Matthew. Cannot believe he's 8 years old. He was so little when we met.
Thank you.
Would make my day to roll over and kiss you about now.
You're so sweet. I would enjoy that. Are you doing okay?
Nervous about the next 100 days.
Understandable. We'll be sending you love and support from here. I know you got this.
Or Dave, she turned from being Cuban to Russian to the voice of like a
I don't know what happened.
Dumb, like, I don't know.
So those are the text messages that leaked, and more came out of this too. The story from WRAL.com. I think these came from text. She must be the source of all this. I don't see any way around this, or maybe her friend. But there was some other text messages that she was having with another third party, saying, "quote I just wanted to F him one last time and break his heart." Here's some more. Trying to make plans to see the politician so I can give him the F of his life and then walk away. And then later saying something about sending some nude pictures to the Tom Tillis campaign.
All right.
So this. Oh, by the way, there's a picture here. Let's quickly show everybody. Let's show everybody what. That's her. So there you go. Now, I mean, so here's the other problem, right? Because she gets jealous and vengeful. It's another problem. This is why you don't mess around. Well, one of the many reasons why you don't mess around on your wife, right, Zach?
Yeah, 100%. She said, "I want to be with you full time," and he said, "Well, no, I have my wife," and she was like, "Well, no, she can ruin his campaign." I will say the text messages leaked by his lover, they weren't as racy as they could have been.
No, they weren't too bad. No.
They weren't too bad. The worst thing he said was, "I want to roll over and kiss you, baby." That was was very timid, but still.
Now, also, just to clear something up, apparently she's confirmed, and further here in one of the stories here from WRAL, I believe, she did confirm all the sexting, and there was one encounter. So it wasn't just dirty talk. They actually did the dirty.
Good for them.
These guys are so stupid, right? Because here we are, two examples. I mean, we saw this. Well, if this guy just watched Parks and Rec, he probably would have been spared. But I mean, what do you think is going to happen? I mean, I don't know what these guys are thinking. Maybe they just I got power and I'm immune. I mean, you don't think this is ever going to come back to bite you?
Yeah, and the whole, I mean, for all we know, like, do we know anything about Cal Cunningham and his like wife, about what their relationship's like?
We haven't heard anything other than
You know
him.
what I mean?
I think he had a recent tweet celebrating his 20th anniversary. So, I mean, by all appearances, where this was a great, long-lasting relationship full of love.
Yeah. I mean, and that goes back to my original point. Who knows? Maybe him and his wife are like, they want to get divorced or something. They're not actually together, but it's one of those things where it's like, I can't get divorced because I'm, a politician.
Yeah, you got to stick together.
Yeah. How's that going to look if we get divorced, right? And that's, maybe, I'm not saying that's the case, but it very well could be.
Yeah. Well, these power couples, these people are, I mean, that does become something. I do think there's something to it. I mean, who knows? Maybe Cal Cunningham's wife is okay with it totally.
Yeah.
She doesn't. Yeah. Maybe just, I don't care that you did it, but you're an idiot for who you did it with, kind of a thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I think, I mean, there's no hiding anymore. It doesn't seem like
no
things under wraps, unless maybe you pay them off. I think that maybe that's what, maybe that was where Trump was smart, because he paid off Stormy Daniels. Should have dipped into your pocket or your checkbook there, Cal Cunningham, paid her off. Although that came out too, so who knows? Bottom line, don't mess around on your wife.
Yeah, and if you're going to, divorce her first.
Exactly. It's real simple.